Doing?
Jalen, who's got the first question for Mr. Sami? Brian Howell, you're up.
Jalen, nice to see you. How was the first day in pads, and how you feeling about just being back in football? If you can just kind of give us your general thoughts of being back into the swing of things.
It actually feels good. It feels different because of the time frame. Usually it's a little earlier. We're going through fall camp, and we don't have to worry about school during this time. But we actually had to fit in our football schedule with the workouts as well as class schedule. So it's a little conflict there, but it feels great to put on pads and just being out there with the boys again, doing drills, hitting each other, playing football.
Justin Guerrero.
Hey, Jalen. I think it goes without saying that you guys are a lot stronger just in terms of depth across the board on the defensive line. And just curious, your thoughts. When you look to your left and your right, when you look at your fellow defensive linemen, how do you feel just about that depth and about some of the younger guys under you that are going to be more capable helping hands for you this year?
It's a blessing in disguise, really, because we all get to work and be as a group and just rotate fresh legs, fresh new set of defensive line coming in and making plays. And then also it's also a good key learning point as well as watching from the sideline, taking mental reps and then also coaching each other as we ask and discuss between plays, like what do we have, what blocks, what the call was, and what our job was basically. So it feels good that we're getting that experience and then the practice and the reps and having the younger guys come in and step in and know the plays as well and actually get reps at it and like perfecting their craft day by day. So it actually feels good.
Let's go to Henry Chisholm, DNVR.
Hi, Jalen. You got your first real action last year. I'm curious if since the season ended, there's been anything in particular about your game that you've been trying to work on?
That's a good question. It's really the change of how our defensive line is playing from last year to 2 gap to this year, 1 gap, and getting off the ball. So there's a little difference. We had the saves, call plays and everything. Just the scheme was similar, but just working together and asking, just doing all that and then adjusting to the coaching style of Coach Wilson's, learning how he wants it done and then getting the reps at it. That's the only thing that through Zoom we didn't have. We just would visualize it through whatever he put on the PowerPoint and shared the screen, and then we'd have to take reps from there and watching film. But now we actually get to go out there and do the reps and do the technique, how we wanted to play and make better plays and actually just working better together, doing their jobs.
Adam Munster Tiger.
Hey, Jalen, I know you guys aren't a full week into practice yet, but going up against the O-line, which offensive lineman has impressed you the most in terms of the improvement they've shown since last year?
Oh, that's a good question. I really think that all of our O-line have grown together, especially under Rodriguez or Coach Rodriguez. He's definitely had them coming in and putting in the work through off season. And so they're definitely in unison as one. And but I'd say probably Kari or Casey maybe have definitely improved since last year, but we still have room to go. So.
Okay, we got time for 2 more for Jalen because he's got to rush off to class. So first back to Justin Guerrero.
Jalen, we were talking to Mustafa a couple days ago, who was telling us a little bit just about Coach Wilson's style and what he's kind of trying to change on the defensive line and his goals for you guys. And one thing that Mustafa mentioned was Coach Wilson really wants you guys to just start exploding into the backfield every play and just disrupting plays in the backfield. Is that kind of the identity that you think Coach Wilson is striving for you guys to create for yourselves?
Yeah, most definitely. He's a negative play on defensive lineman where if you stretch the offensive line and stopping the run early on downs in football, making those negative plays, those tackle for losses, it brings them up into short or long 3rd down and long yardage, which is passing down. And then so that's a lot harder for them to make plays. And so the more we do stopping the run defense, we get off the ball, we get to pass, rush, and then help our DBs out in coverage and just working together faster, explosive. And that's just the NFL scheme that he's bringing towards us as a D lineman. And we just have to adapt to it and just keep getting better there every day. So.
And the last one's from Brian Howell with a follow-up.
Jalen, just real quick, you guys spent so much time on Zoom this offseason. Now that you're adding the physical part of it during these last 5 days, are you seeing a difference? I mean, do you feel like you guys are more prepared mentally than you have been in the past just because of all that time you spent?
I definitely feel that we have grown to knowing our defense and knowing each other's jobs, like just perfecting our job. Like if every man on the team does their job, 11 hats do their one job, we're winning games. And so just with that over Zoom and just the repetition of meeting on going over plays, installing, reinstalling those plays and just adjusting them to fit the way we fit. And so it definitely has gave us a little boost and a little advantage, but also now that we get to apply that on the field is definitely a plus for us now. And we've practiced for probably about a week now, and we've got probably like 2 more weeks to keep going and getting better until the season. So that's what we're going to keep doing.
Thanks for joining us on short notice, Jalen.